nane ya bo puya ni na buye na amen.
From the award-winning producer, Shaking A Cool Beats.
Reference Gold Talent exclusive.
40 minutes ratu kempo wa bidoro. Ife minutes ratu wakene mo fibe tuta. Aye to si avotu na ba o he kurega ilaria. Ife kamebe o kakwa bebe o. 40 minutes ratu kempo wa bidoro. Iye minutes ratu wakene mo fibe tuta lo. O fibe tuta lo, pa mo fibe tuta lo. Iye kelebe kakwa bebe o. Iye kanebe o, kakwa nebe. Iye kanebe o, kakwa nebe. Iye kanebe o, kakwa nebe o. Iye kanebe o, kakwa nebe.
La Lani Biafra, I say I'm no election, no. After election, hey, we take their deception, no. Upon deception, I say no to recession, no. Baby, I need to see no vote, no. And to suppose,
So election no vote, yeah, man, I got to get out. What did I let you do? I ain't even on the fellow. Can you get me? What was the gap? You were a to what they know. You want to go on the I didn't when no. Sokoto, if you know not on a Sokoto, no, not in a Shokoto. Chukwabia, Magosela, you know, the Abuna, Ulepula, I will see any day.
La Lani Biafra, I say I'm no election, no. After election, hey, we take their deception, no. Upon deception, I say no to recession, no. Baby, I need to see no vote, no. And to suppose,
So election no vote, yeah, man, I got to get out. N'ime Sokoto, ife unu na-achọ na Sokoto ụmụnne m na ọdị na Sokoto. Chukwu abịa ma gọzila ihe na ụdị ọbụla ụmụnne m. Ulekwelekwela mere ka ya nwụsịa n'ike.
Ihe ọkọka na marụla ntụwo, atụmatụ bọtụ na na-adịkwa egwu. Tụgbo zọgbo chigbo, ebe niile ọ dịzikwa egwu. Ihe ọkọka
ife ka na-ebe kakwa na-ebe
otu mmiri tụrụ atụ oke mbụwa bidoro ihe niile tụrụ atụ gbakere ma ofu ihe tụtaruo gbanwe ofu ihe tụtaruo ihe nke na-ebe kakwa na-ebe
ihe ka na-ebe kakwa na-ebe ihe ka na-ebe kakwa na-ebe ihe ka na-ebe kakwa na-ebe ihe ka na-ebe kakwa na-ebe
Nalani Biafra, I say I'm no election, no. After election, hey, put their deception, no. Upon deception, I say no to recession, no. Baby, I need to see no vote, no. Not to suppose,
So election no vote, yeah, man, I take him out. What did I do? I need to Can you get what they got for you? If I am to what they know, you want to go on them.
adịla ekwenu nwe mbụ
What they got for you? If I am to what they know, you want to go on them.
adịla ekwenu nwe nwenne o n'ime Sokoto ife unu na-achọ na Sokoto ụmụnne m na ọdị na Sokoto Chukwu abịa ma gọzila ihe na ụdị ọbụla ụmụnne m ulekwelekwela mere ka ya nwụsịa n'ike
ihe ọkọka na marụla ntụwo, atụmatụ bọtụ na na-adịkwa egwu. Tụgbo zọgbo chigbo, ebe niile ọ dịzikwa egwu.
ihe ka na-ebe
akwa na-ebe
ihe ka na-ebe
akwa na-ebe
asị m ihe ka na-ebe
akwa na-ebe
Remind those of you, listen carefully. Let me repeat, I must remind those of you clamoring for Igbo presidency that you are wasting your time. IPOB is dedicated to the restoration of Biafra, and no amount of idle gossip or paid advertorial by sycophantic praise singers, or should I say inconsequential political errand boys, will detract IPOB from our march to freedom. It doesn't matter how many journalists you pay 4,600 naira to be writing press statement for you. It's inconsequential. We are not being moved. We want Biafra, not presidency. Understand this very clearly. Remember what I said before. It was the pursuit of this, I am an Igbo man, I want to rule Nigeria, that got us into the mess we are in today. I have said it before. From Azikiwe to Ironsi to Zogo, it was their desire to make Nigeria a better place for everybody that got us into this mess that led to the Asaba massacre.
Welcome. Please kindly share the broadcast as you join. Share the broadcast on your platform. Share it any place you belong. Share it so that we can be able to reach as much people as we are supposed to reach. Kindly share as you join the broadcast. You share to other platforms so that we can reach them.
which you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth, to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isodo. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. I had in Sosine Bigebi. He said,
Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining on this very broadcast. I appreciate you, as many as are able to join. We know we are facing a hell of challenge on this very media most of the time. We are being restricted from reaching people. You can see the outreach we have today is very poor. We're having a very poor outreach since yesterday, since this week, I can say. It's been a very poor outreach. We cannot be able to reach out to as many as we are supposed to reach. The attack is increasing, and they are trying to stop us from speaking out, trying to stop us from sending information that we are supposed to send to Biafrans. They try to hinder us from doing that, which is right to do. But we cannot stop. We cannot stop. No matter what they do, no matter the attack they bring, no matter the obstacles they send to us, we will not stop. We will continue to do the needful. We will continue to preach the gospel to as many as made themselves available. And the only help you can give is when you join the broadcast, you try to share. Share on your own platform, share any place you belong. Whichever platform you are operating on, share it, and so that people can be able to see the notification and they will join us. I appreciate every one of you who has made it to this day broadcast. Thank you so much for joining. So going forward, you know the situation of things in Biafra land today. You know a lot of things are going on. So many things are playing out. So many dramas are coming out on all angles, on several places. But I tell you, Biafrans, we must not relent in our effort to do that which is right. We must not stop sending informations. We must not stop encouraging our fellow Biafrans. We have to continue to do the needful. continue to encourage our fellow Biafrans to do that which is right. Continue to encourage each other to stand firm and stand strong, no matter the challenges, no matter the attack. The attack is going to come, the challenge is going to come, the obstacle is going to come, but we will not give up. That is the message. You must not give up. No matter what you see from anywhere, no matter where the attack is coming from, do not give up. Stand your ground and stand firm. Stay focused and don't allow anybody to intimidate you. Do not allow anybody to intimidate you. Do not allow anybody to change the direction for you. The journey to freedom have already started. The journey to the liberation of Biafra have started. And if you are still waiting for somebody to tell you that it has started, or maybe you are not still aware, I don't know the kind of Biafran you are. Every genuine Biafran today is aware that the journey to Biafra have started. The liberation of Biafra have started fully. And so many things are happening on the ground. So many things are happening on the ground. What we are doing today is to encourage fellow Biafrans to stand firm and stand strong. Every single statement you have not made in the past, they are facts. And we are not going back in our words. Remember, this is an autopiloted platform, autopiloted by Chukwu Okike Abiyama himself, under the spokesmanship of Mazi Sam Manepa, and on the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we stand, preaching the gospel of truth. That gospel that is going to set you free. That is what we preach. And we have said it for a very long time that there will be no election in Biafra land. The no election that we put in place, we are putting everything in order to make sure that the election doesn't hold in Biafra land. It is not just by saying it. Action is going on in Biafra land. If you are watching from Biafra land, I urge you to stay firm and pay attention to your environment. Be security conscious. Don't put yourself in harm's way. It has become very clear that we have nobody to stand for us. The United Nations are not there for us. Amnesty International, they don't care. All the world powers, they know what is going on in Biafra land. They have their searchlight to tell them the situation of Nigeria. But yet, they pretend not to see what is happening, and they are busy calling for election, even when we have told them there will be an election. Well, the message has been sent very clearly. Any one of them coming to Nigeria in the name of monitoring election, you are coming to monitor the exit of Biafra from Nigeria. And the exit of Biafra from Nigeria have started. Everything is being put in place. The Liberation Army of Biafra are now working. Since the United Nations and the world have left them on their own to fight for the freedom, they have left us to fight and liberate ourselves. We have no other choice than to engage in that fight and liberate ourselves. Today we are confronting the enemy on different fronts, on different angles, and we will continue to confront them until the whole Biafra land is liberated. And if anybody tells you that Biafra is not going to be liberated, don't respond to them, don't mind them. They're going to see it before their own very eyes. The same way they woke up and they saw Biafran flag flying everywhere, that is how they woke up and they realize they are now in Biafra. The people who are the one Nigerians will wake up and realize that Biafrans are gone. This is something that is about to happen. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or you don't believe it, whether you support or you don't support it. We have passed that stage. We are at the stage now where we encourage Biafrans to stay strong and stand firm, and also encourage them to listen to instructions. As long as you listen to instructions and pay attention, you are going to see Biafra. The time is ticking, the clock is ticking, and the time is very, very close. We don't have much time anymore. We don't have much time. So if you are one of those who have not yet keyed in, or you are still looking to see before you believe, we don't have time. And we have nothing to prove to anybody. What we are doing is to make sure that Biafra land is secure and safe. And the people whose duty it is to secure Biafra land, they have started operation. The Operation New Dawn has increased. Water bomb. That is the level that we are now. That is the code today. Water bomb. You're going to be hearing the bomb everywhere. You're going to be hearing the sound everywhere. All corners. We cannot relent. Our enemies will hear the sound. We are taking it to them. There is nothing anybody can do about this. The time has passed when we will sit back, cry, and complain. We sit by, we cry, we complain, we crawl, we beg, we write letters, we protest, and nobody seemed to pay attention until we got to the state that we are now. At the stage we are today, there is no chance or space to talk to anybody. No space to discuss or sit on the table to anybody. We have told them the right person to sit with. So the ball is on their court. We have told them the only person you can sit with and discuss is Mazen Nandekan, and it must be on a free ground. So it's late for them, the decision is theirs. But for us, the restoration of Biafra has been kicked off, and nothing can stop it. Nothing. The end of the zoo has come. The disintegration of Nigeria is kicking off. The revolution is brewing. In case you are blind, you cannot see. Open your eyes properly. When you go to the social media today, you go to the conventional media, you put your satellite on Nigeria and you watch what is happening, you will know that the end has come. Whom Chukwuokukabema will kill, he will first of all make him mad. They will be deaf and dumb. There's nothing you will say they will hear. That is why even in the midst of the destruction of the zoo, they will still continue to believe their own lies. So many of them will continue to believe their own lies until when it is too late. The Zoological Republic has ended. Long, long time ago. It has ended. But each time they come out and begin to pretend. And they continue to pretend and continue to present falsehood to you. And you accept it and receive it. But the stage we are now, it is no longer time for us to listen to any rubbish from any person. We have outgrown those propaganda and blackmail of theirs, including the ones they are doing with the international community. The attack is from different grounds. They have succeeded in using the international community to name us terrorists. But will that shake us? Of course. It will not stop us. We have been expecting that. Remember what Mazen Nandekano said, that is a badge of honor. When you are fighting for your freedom, you are fighting for what is right, and you are being given a name such as a terrorist, is a badge of honor. Don't get troubled, because people before you were given the same title. People before you were called the same name, but at the end of the day, they are celebrated all over the world. Martin Luther King Jr. was called a terrorist, but today he's celebrated all over the world. Mandela was called a terrorist, but today he's celebrated. Even in that same zoo, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe were termed a terrorist. But today, they are one of the people you mentioned and they call as a founding father. There are so many examples. So many examples. People who were called one bad name or the other, who were fighting for what is right, fighting a just cause. They stood their ground and fought with all the bad names. Yet, they succeeded and defeated the enemy. And our own case will not be different. We are going to defeat our enemy. We will defeat them hands down, no matter the angle they come from, no matter their propaganda, their blackmail, whatever they bring on board. We are going to overcome them. Because Chukwuokukabema have said so. We are not just praying and folding our hands. We are not just calling on Chukwuokukabema, not doing anything. Just like Israelites. The Israelites who are loved and have all the weapons, all the ammunition, but yet They prepare by themselves. They prepare themselves for war. They have all the weapons of warfare. And then they don't sit back and wait for Chukwu Okikara to come from heaven and fight for them. All they do is to pray, seek permission, and they move. Today, we have sought for this permission for move. We sought for this permission for 150 days. And so many other prayers that were made and still making. And Chukwu Okikara said we should move. That victory is ours. That is why we are looking forward to victory consistently, undeterred. No matter the attack, blackmail, propaganda, sabotage, it's not going to stop the coming of Biafra in 2023. The only thing it's going to do is to make it come faster and make it easier. The more you continue to blackmail, the more you continue to attack, the more you continue to take innocent life, the more you bring Biafra closer. I always say that everything they do to destroy us will turn out to be for our own good. Whatever strategy they employ to destroy Biafra land, it will turn out to our own good. Every one of us should be steadfast. Be consistent in whatever you are doing. Don't get distracted. Do not allow anything to distract you, because they're going to bring different kinds of distractions. Today, as the Liberation Army have started operation, information have been passed that if you're in Biafra land, you should be very, very careful with the way you move, what you do, and what you say. Your communications, who you communicate to, who you talk to. And most importantly, don't allow your cell phone to put you in trouble. Whenever you see the ESN working, whenever you see the Liberation Army working, don't cover them with your video. You don't need it. We don't need advertisement. We don't need advertisement. The zoo themselves will confess about what they see. We don't want anybody to advertise our men on the ground. It's not needed. Mazen Nandekano gave that warning while he was with us, and today, Mazen Samuel is following the same footstep. Do not cover any video for any operation. It's not needed. It's not needed. And if you think you can sabotage the struggle, sorry, you better pack out and go to the north. If you think you can sabotage the army of Chukwu Okikara, act as an informant, and you will be in Biafra land, you don't know what is coming. Biafra land will be under the hand of Biafrans, control of Biafrans very, very soon. And it's going to happen very fast. Because we have defeated our enemy already. They are scared. Our enemy know very well that they can't match us. With all their machinery they are bringing. Go and check how they are. How many are remaining? With all the machineries they brought, how many remaining? Check them, how many remaining? As long as you have come to Biafra land to take innocent life and stand in the way of our freedom, you will never have a home to return to. We are fighting a just cause, demanding for our freedom. And you think you can be the one to stand against it? You are wasting your time. The Biafran Liberation Army will not spare anybody that will stand on their way. Be warned. It doesn't matter your tribe. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter whatever you call yourself. The Biafran Liberation Army will not take it lightly with anybody that stands on the way of Biafra. They will not take it lightly. I have said this several times that if you are not ready to fight the battle, you are not ready to engage in the battle, go back home, take blanket and cover yourself. Allow those who are ready to go into the battle and bring the victory for you. When we bring the victory, then you can come into Biafra land and explain why you did what you did. If you have nothing to offer, there is nothing wrong in going. Just go in, pack up your baggages and go in. And allow those who have something to offer to take us to Biafra. We don't have a problem with that. But when you start to be a stumbling block, that is when you meet your doom. Because the gods of the land will fight you. Chukwu Okikara himself will fight you. And the army of the Biafrans will fight you. And I bet you can never survive it. You can never. So it doesn't matter how you try, you can't survive it. That is why everybody must be careful. There is no sitting on the fence. It's either you are going for Biafra or you are not. If you feel you don't want to join us in this struggle, there's no problem. It is not compulsory that everybody must engage in this battle. There's no law that said everybody must engage in it. And we have seen countries fight for their freedom. Even in that process, there were still people who preferred slavery during the time of apartheid in South Africa. While the Mandela was fighting for freedom with the rest of them, there are still some people who were very comfortable in serving the master. Very comfortable. And when you talk about freedom, they don't care anymore. Only those who knows the value of freedom go for it, fight for it, and bring it for everybody. That is how it happens. And today, the autopilot platform, the autopilot have taken it on their shoulder. Autopilot have taken it on their shoulder through our spokesperson, Master Simon Epa, and our leader, Master Nadikan, to make sure that Biafra land is in Britain. They volunteered to make the sacrifice, and we are going to make the sacrifice until Biafra is liberated from A to Z. So many things are going to happen. So many things are already happening. All you have to do today is to pay attention, listen to instructions. It is no longer time to beg for somebody, oh, come and support Biafra. No. If you support Biafra today, it is for your own good. If you make a donation to the ESN today, you are donating it to your life. It's a future saving. So many of you will lose their money in the Bank of Nigeria. So many of you that have accumulated wealth, you will lose it in the Bank of Nigeria. But for a very long time, we have been calling for the sponsor of the ESN. Some of you who have decided to use that money and bury it on the ground, instead of you supporting your own liberation, your own independence, you didn't support. And you were warned about Nigerian Bank. Today it's playing out. Everybody is crying. Everybody is shouting. Bankers are jumping the fence. Drama everywhere. Riot is happening everywhere. It's so sad that Nigeria, if it's some people, they say that Nigeria, a spell was cast on Nigeria. I don't believe it's a spell. Well, that is the African mentality. There's a spell is cast, and that is why when you see them, they behave like people who don't have brain. In the midst of the scarcity, there's no petrol, there's no money, hunger everywhere. They are not saying anything about it. They are busy still talking about election. And the masses are listening to them. If we were to be a country, in a country, you don't do that in a country. You don't leave people in hunger and you're talking about election. You dare not. If the Zoological Republic were to be a country, nobody will be talking about election. Nobody will be talking about election at this particular point in time. You will not. But because we are dealing with the Zoological Republic, a place where rule and order does not work, a place where the law cannot take its course, a place where the presidents will be in Asrock and dictate to the court what will happen and what will not happen, a place where they cannot obey simple instruction that is coming from their own judge, a system where they disobey every law without any consequence. The Fulanis have the right to the laws that is made in the Zoological Republic are not for the Fulanis. Fulanis don't obey law. Your law is not for that. That is why even when they go to take the life of innocent people, you lock them up in police cell. They will release them within 24 hours, less than 24 hours. We have seen several times where these very Fulanis were caught. We are caught in committing their havoc and evil, taking the life of innocent people. They were caught. And yet, before you know it, they are released. They won't even spend 24 hours. Just a phone call and they are released. And you'll be wondering. But if that person were to be a southerner, if a southerner takes a life and the government gets hold of him, he's going to pay with his own life. There's no truth about it. But when he comes to the northern part of Nigeria, a different law operates there. And yet, with all these things before your own very eye, you are still busy supporting the London boy, even when you know that the London boy cannot make any headways. And today you see every one of them come online to begin to talk about the possibilities of the election, the possibilities, what is going to happen, what can happen and what will not happen. They are making estimates and doing all manner of things. We are watching. We have said it, whatever you want to do, you better do it in the southwest or in the north. Whereas in the Biafra land, the southeast, the old southeastern region, we can't try any shit on that area. Election will not be conducted in that area, and we are going to free ourselves from this captivity. No matter how they try to hold us back, no matter how they try to confuse us, we refuse to be confused. We refuse to be confused. That is why every one of us watching must be steadfast. You must pay attention to every information that is coming. Pay attention. You never can tell. Pay attention. This is a time where information is key. This is a time that information is very important, because if we have the right information, a lot of life will be saved. If we have the right information, a lot of life will be saved. But if we don't have the right information, I bet you so many things are going to go wrong. That is one of the weapons of warfare. Communication. Communication is one of the weapons of warfare. If you cannot be able to control your communication and you are being shut down, the world will not know what is happening. You cannot tell your story. The enemy will be preaching something different against you. Will be painting you black, even when they are killing you. The enemy will be painting you black. So you must be very, very careful. Every one of us have a responsibility. And that responsibility is what? To make sure that we restore Biafra in our own time. And we will. We will restore Biafra. That is why every day I beg every Biafran to make sure you pick up a responsibility. Pick up one thing, no matter what it is, no matter how small the thing is, whatever it will be, I don't want to know, whatever you know you can take as a responsibility, that I will be doing this thing because of Biafra. Just pick it up within your heart. So many of you watching me and people who watch in time to come, some of you already have the revelation of what you're supposed to do. Some of you already, Chukwu Okakado is already putting in your heart, look at what you do, look at what you do, look at it. I don't know what you're waiting for. There is no more time. There is no time. The time that we are now is time for everybody to bring out everything you have. Whatever you know you have, you bring it out. It is not the time to begin to fight against your own brother. Today, some people who are supposed to be fighting along with us are fighting against us. Some of them have declared war against us while we are watching. The same challenges everybody is facing, the same challenge that ESN, that Mazin Nane can establish, is facing. Today, even people that was trained in ESN are fighting against ESN. People that the ESN trained and gave them a landing space. Today, some of them are fighting against ESN. But are they going to win? It is funny. It is so funny how somebody, a Biafran, after going through all those kind of training, seeing what we have in the ESN, simply because of peanut, you change your direction. You begin to speak from the both sides of your mouth. You begin to lie and blackmail people. You begin to confuse and deceive people. If you're one of those who is deceiving Biafran people, for every life that is lost, you pay dearly. Chukwu Okada will not let you go. For every of your deception, if you're one of those who is exposing the Biafran people to danger, you will never go scot-free. We are in a time where Biafrans, you must have to pay attention. Pay attention to your environment. Continue to pray for the ESN. Give them your support at every given minute, every given opportunity. Give them your support. Pray for them. For divine security. Pray for them. For victory. Pray for them. That is what we have to be doing for the ESN. Don't allow anybody to tell you otherwise. Do not allow anybody anywhere to deceive you. We are going home. We are going home, and a lot of things are going to happen. I urge you to stand firm and stay strong wherever you are. Whatever you know you are doing, continue to do that and hold it strong. Victory is sure. We are going to overcome them. No matter their weapon of warfare, no matter their attack, no matter their propaganda, no matter the level of destruction they will bring against us, we shall overcome. I urge you, Biafrans, any place you are, to please remember to be your brother's keeper. Remember to be your brother's keeper. If you are in Biafra land, continue to watch each other's back. Honorable one Naban also. Honorable one Naban also. Honorable one Naban also. I said it 3 times. A lot is going to happen. The only way we can be able to survive the situation is by putting our heads together, watching each other's back, and standing out for each other. So many instructions that Master Simon Ekpa gave in the last, this is the time to implement those instructions. When he called for the market people to form a union, form a group, no matter how small, no matter how big, a response group. Form a response group to support your fellow Biafrans. We know the enemy we are up against. When they suffer loss, when they suffer defeat, they come after the civilians. When they suffer defeat, they come after the civilians. But it cannot be business as usual. We are going to make sure that they don't have such opportunity anymore. We will make sure that they will never have such opportunity to take innocent life from Biafran people. That is also going to be possible because of you, because every one of us have a responsibility. When you hear sit at home, sit at home, sit at home, I beg you, sit at home. For what is coming, if you hear sit at home, it is not a joke. If you decide to gamble with your life, Chukwu Okugabema know that we have spoken. We have tried to save as many souls as possible. We have tried to make sure that the collateral damage is reduced to, if possible, 0. So if you don't listen, it is your own problem, not ours. If you don't follow instruction, it is not a problem, it is your problem. Remember all the dates that were mentioned. 22nd of February, 23rd of February, 24th of February, 25th of February, 26th of February, 27th of February, and 28th of February. A very significant date. Put it in your heart and wait for instructions. Whatever our spokesperson says, we will always bring it to come and narrate it to you. And you can equally follow our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, on Twitter. He is tweeting every hour. Information is coming every hour. He is tweeting. Just pay good attention. Just put your ears on the ground. Listen to all the auto-piloted platform. If you do so, you are going to see Biafra. You see Biafra before your own eyes. You don't only see it, you will celebrate Biafra. You march your leg, foot in Biafra land, and you raise the flag. And that is the desire of every one of us watching. That is the desire of every Biafran. For us to see that land flowing with milk and honey. Chukwu Okugabema gave us that land. And the whole world has to know that the fight we are fighting today, we are not fighting for people's land. We are not fighting to dominate anybody. We are not fighting to colonize anybody. We are not fighting because of their so-called restructuring or their so-called marginalization. That is not why. We are fighting because we have become an endangered species in that space called Zoological Republic. And for the fact that then we are not wanted, you cannot beat a child and tell that child not to cry. For every Biafran, it has become very clear to us that we are not needed in the zoo. And we don't need the zoo. We are not needed and we don't need them. They are reason why we are suffering today. They are reason why we are backward. They are reason why Biafran land is not flourishing. So we don't want them anymore. That is why we are doing what we are doing today. To save our life. To save our life. Because the Fulani Janjaweed will stop at nothing until they take over the whole land. That is their mission. Their great-grandfather, the first terrorist that came into Nigeria, Othman Danfodio, told them that. The first terrorist that entered Nigeria told them that lie, that Nigeria belonged to them, and gave them charge to make sure they dip the Quran into the Atlantic Ocean. The very first terrorist that entered abroad is Fulanis. That is why you see them every time they continue to claim that the country is theirs. Oil and Bayelsa is their oil. They can take your land. Today they are in power. They want to put every law in place, including this, their waterway, whatever, bill. They are still pushing that water. The Ruga, they are still pushing it with different languages. When you hear about the waterway, whatever, that is the Ruga coming again, where the federal government can be controlling all the lands. And when Fulani man is in charge and is controlling the lands, you know what will happen. You know what will happen. And they are passing the bill. Why they are progressing on passing the bill? The politicians from the southern part of Nigeria don't care. These are the people who can sell their soul for anything. Just a tip. They give them a tip. That day, every one of them will be absent. And the bill will be passed. When the bill will pass, they'll come back and begin to talk rubbish. On the day of that, the bill will be voted in, the last day of the reading, you will find out that many people in the southern part of Nigeria will not come to the Senate that day. They will be absent for the voting to create more space for the Fulani Janjaweed to have enough vote for themselves. They will be bought over. Just a question of 10 million to their account, and that day, none of them will come to city. And they will give you excuse that they went here, they went here, they went there. And the bill will be passed. Then the innocent people will now begin to suffer the consequence of the evil that the politicians are doing. These are why we don't want to continue to be in this game. They have played this game for a long time. They have enriched themselves, enriched their children. They have accumulated even the wealth they cannot be able to manage. They have accumulated. And yet, they are not done. They are still moving forward to continue their evil. They are still moving forward, looking for other means to cage you and I, to make sure that we fall in their cage. Are we going to allow them? Personally, I am not part of it. You have to take your own stance also. You have to take your own stance. Mazen Nandekano took his own stance and he said that I'm sure of myself that even tomorrow, next year, until Biafra come, I will continue to fight for Biafra. And he went ahead and said, I am not sure of any other person. Mazen Nandekano said it. I cannot vouch for any other person. I can vouch for myself that tomorrow I will still be fighting for Biafra. Likewise, myself, I say the same thing. I have said it. That I will continue to promote the disintegration of the Zoological Republic, the coming of Biafra, until Biafra comes. Any day I find it not fit anymore to talk about, I will never speak to anybody. I will be silent and I will go in. I can never support anything apart from the freedom of Biafran people. I can't support anything in the zoo. The only thing I can support is the disintegration of the zoo. Nothing more. I can never speak up for anything apart from the end of the zoo. I will be the happiest person to see that the Zoological Republic end. Of course, there will be no election. They are getting it clear. There will be no election in Biafra land. We have said it. And some of them who were asking questions, how are you going to stop the election? What are you going to do? What instruments do you have? What this, what that? Today, the Liberation Army are out and they are doing the needful. If they have not reached your area, just calm down. Don't rush. Calm down. You will see them. If the operation has not gotten to your own zone, calm down. Biafra land will be liberated inch by inch, block by block, village by village, local government by local government, state by state. Biafra land will be liberated. And the liberation have started. Already as we speak, the Defense Army, the Liberation Army of Biafra, as we speak today, they are already in charge of some areas. As you are watching me, they are already in charge of some areas. And as the day go by, you're going to you will see more progress. As the day go by, you see more progress. That is why every observer that is coming to Nigeria should prepare themselves to observe the end of the zoo. That is what they are coming to do. Everyone that is coming as an observer in Nigeria, I will tell you, take it to the bank, you are coming to observe the end of the zoo. And it will happen. And they themselves know it. That is why everyone is shivering. They are talking from both sides of their mouth. Of course, their election, I'm not even sure if the election will even hold in their own side. Because with the level of things, except for the fact that there are a lot of zombies in the zoo. It's only because there are so many dumb people in the zoo. That is why they get away with every nonsense. What is happening in Nigeria today cannot happen in Arab land. It cannot. It cannot happen in other sane society. And yet, you are talking about election. Suffering in the midst of their life. You still see some presidential candidates. All the presidential candidates, they are still going for campaign. They are still campaigning to people to come and vote for them. In the midst of this destruction, in the midst of the hunger, the poverty and penury, yet they are busy campaigning, deceiving people. They are busy speaking from both sides of their mouth. And they think it will be well with them. It will not be well with any one of them. It will never ever be well with them. Let them continue their deceit. I bless Chukwu Okike Abiyama that gave us Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I bless the womb that gave us Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I bless everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represents. He started early. Even when Biafrans were so stubborn. Biafrans were stubborn. They refused to listen. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continued to hammer. He continued to talk. He continued to fight. Until we got to a stage, they couldn't handle it. They knew that he was for real. He launched the ESN, all hell break loose. They called in different kinds of names. And when they saw that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was going to march, some of us forget so easily. We were here. This thing you are seeing today that is happening, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu prepared it. If not for the example of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we would have gone past this stage now. Only Chukwu Okebe know the stage we are. Only Chukwu Okebe know the stage we would have been if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not kidnapped. But I tell you, all things worked for good to them that love Chukwu Okike Abiyama. Chukwu Okike Abiyama permitted what happened to happen to make sure that no evil hand is involved in the restoration of Biafra. Chukwu Okike Abiyama wanted to make sure that the hands that are going to liberate Biafra will be clean hands, so that Biafra will be a sane and sanitized place. If somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and so many other truthful people could be able to work out a nation, you will know how that nation will be. Nation built on truth, built on equity and justice. A nation where people will be treated equally. A nation where Chukwu Okike Abiyama will be worshipped. Of course. That is the desire of everyone. And that nation is coming. There is nothing anybody can do to stop it. The only good thing you can do for yourself, if you don't have anything in your brain anymore, If you don't believe that Biafra is coming, the only good thing you can do for yourself, just find somewhere and keep yourself. Wherever you keep yourself, keep short. Keep your mouth short. Just look for somewhere. Find a chill place, cover yourself and be there. When you hear the announcement of Biafra, then you can fall in. When you hear the announcement of Biafra, the national anthem of Biafra and the Biafran flag flying high, you can come in. Then you face the law court. Whatever crime you have committed against Biafran people today, all these saboteurs, the internet never forgets. That is the good of the whole thing. That is my joy in the whole thing. Internet never forgets. No matter how you pretend, you want to do this, you pretend, they will not see you. The internet never forgets. That is why I tell people, if you want to know the people who are sincere in this struggle, just go to their platform and scroll down, be patient. Patiently scroll down, then you see what they were doing in the past. Every single one today that is fighting against the struggle, speaking from both sides of their mouth, the Department of Saboteurs, go and check their platform. What they have, so many of them, we are not even confident enough to leave information on their platform. They have deleted some of their atrocities. But the ones that leave it, go and check. Then you will see people that speak from both sides of their mouth. People who were here telling us about Mazen Nandekano, our leader, Mazen Nandekano, all of a sudden, they are the people today who are challenging the authority of Mazen Nandekano openly. The same people who claim that Mazen Nandekano is their leader. The same people who told us that you obey the highest command. They talk so much about command and control. You must obey the highest command. You must protect the status quo. You must protect the structure. Today, they are talking against the man that put that structure in place. They are fighting him, laughing at him, challenging him to come from DSS and do otherwise. That is how bad it has become. People who Mazen Nandekano stood for, put his life on the line, gave his father, gave his mother. Today, they are humiliating him before the whole world. They come to their platform, they open their mouth, and they speak against Mazen Nandekano. They come to their platform, they speak against Nandekano without fear. Without fear. The internet never forgets. It doesn't matter how you pretend. Time shall come when everything you are doing online will be played for you. In our law court, everything you are doing will be played for you in the court in Biafra land. When the record is played for you, then you will judge yourself. If the court says that you are free, you are good to go. But if the court said that you will face your penalty, you will face the full wrath of law in Biafra land. There will be no mercy. There will be no mercy. We are not going to kill anybody. We are not going to take any life. Only the law will take its course. Some of you have seen the code of conduct of Biafra. If you have not seen it, try and get hold of it and read it. Try and get hold of it and read it. Biafra Code of Conduct. And very soon, our money will be in circulation. It's no longer Biafran pounds. As you all know, every one of you saw the statement that came out. It is no longer Biafran pounds because of the wickedness of the British. Because of the wickedness of the British, we don't have anything to do with them. We don't want to attach anything that has to do with Biafra with the British. Because they are the ones that put us to where we are today. They are the ones that brought us to this destructive level. So we cannot play along with them. What we are going to have is Biafran dollar. The Biafran dollar is what we're going to have, and the printing has started already. Very soon, the international committee will recognize it, and then it will be in circulation. Some of you don't pay attention. When we say certain things, some think it's a joke. Our spokesperson have warned earlier than this. Put your money in foreign currencies. Use your money, buy property in Biafra land. Use your money and put Buy foreign currency. Keep it around you. Open foreign accounts. Because we are heading to a very tough stage. Every noise we are making today is to make sure that people are carried along, to make sure that we don't lose much, to reduce the collateral damage and the loss as much as we can, both the loss of property, loss of money. We want to reduce it to the minimum. That is why we are shouting on a daily basis. And if you listen to us and you pay attention, you are good to go. You'll be safe. But when you take us as jokers, noisemakers, jobless people, we come online, we give you information, you take it for granted. You don't care. You don't look at it. You don't even pass the information to your family. You don't pass to your friends. You think you are okay. You're just okay with yourself. Then when it begins to happen to you, you look for whom to blame. When it begins to happen to you, you look for whom to blame. Meanwhile, when you were warned and told what to do, you refuse to do it. At this time, if you play gamble with your life, you will lose it. And you will be responsible for it. Don't blame anybody. Don't put yourself in harm's way. Give way for the Liberation Army to do their job. Keep your phone in your pocket. Nobody asks you to video anything. If you do, whatever you see, you take. Transporters also should be warned. We are not going to interrupt your transport, but you have to be careful. Warn your drivers. Whatever they see, your driver and passenger, warn them. Whatever they see, they must not cover it on video. If you want to be an informant, go ahead. And those of them who are causing problem in Biafra land, those who are fighting themselves instead of fighting the enemy, you are going to get it hot. At this time, we are hearing of communal fight. At this time, we are hearing about community in Igbo land, Anambra to be precise, fighting each other. In a war situation, you are busy fighting each other. If you have so much strength, why don't you focus on the enemy? Why? What are you waiting for? Why don't you get recruited and focus on the enemy? And I have not heard that these two villages have fought against the Fulanis any time. But when it comes to yourself, you grow muscle. Some of you, that is when they know that they have charm. But you'll be there, the enemy will be destroying your land and killing you. You won't do anything. May Chukwu have mercy on all of you. I appreciate everybody who has joined me on this very broadcast. Thank God we are able to carry this far. I will come back again tomorrow, same time. I appreciate you. May Chukwu guide and protect all the Biafrans, all the Duduas, all the Middle Beltans, all those that are fighting for freedom genuinely. May Chukwu guide and protect you. May Chukwu guide and protect our ESM, the men on the crown, the media warriors, the Omoada. May Chukwu guide and protect every one of you. May Chukwu continue to guide and protect our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Epa. We stand with him 101%. We stand with Mazi Simon Epa, and we will never move away from him because he has the good message. He is truthful, very, very consistent, and he's showing us the light to Biafra. The roadmap to Biafra is very clear. All you need to do is to key in, and all will be well. May Chukwu guide and protect our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Epa, once again. Protect him, secure him, and bless him richly. May Chukwu continue to guide and protect our Supreme Namazi Nnamdi Kanu. Heal him of all ailments. Guide him, protect him, give him more revelation, and bring him to us very soon. We are waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It will happen. It will be like a miracle. Thank you so much for watching, for wherever you're watching from. I appreciate you. Thank you, and stay safe. They will kill us. We will kill them. But at the end of the day, Biafra will definitely come, whether they like it or not. Thank you so much. See you again tomorrow. And please, if you have not subscribed, kindly go back there and subscribe. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I come online. Many notifications are not going out. If you are here, go and check your notification again. Like and share, like and share, like and share, like and share. When you do that, you are playing a part. Thank you so much, and stay safe. Bye-bye.